My name is Jimmy Watanabe. I was born in Japan, and when I was 2, I went to the United States and lived there for 6 years. And then after that, went back to Japan, done my schooling, my primary school and high school, and went to uni. And 2 years of uni in Japan, and I had a break and went to the States again to do volunteer work. And after that, came to Australia, and that was 14 years ago. In my lifetime, I traveled to many countries, and I love traveling. There was a fascinating experience when I went to Thailand in 2007. One of the fascinating experiences I had was the elephant riding. I loved it, and growing up in advanced countries, we see elephants only in the zoo. And what we notice is that all the elephants, the strongest creature on earth, they're kept in a cage with iron bars. But when I went to Thailand and went to this elephant ride attraction, I noticed that there was no big buildings to let the elephants stay. I was expecting for giant iron bars to keep the elephants. But there was no giant bars. All they did was to, they led the elephants into a field and tied a rope on one of the legs, back legs, and just tied it around a timber post like this big. And I thought, man, the next day all the elephants gonna run away. The jungle's just there. But to my surprise, the next morning the elephants just stayed there overnight, and none of them escaped. So I was so fascinated. I went to zookeeper, the elephant keeper, and said, "Hey, how come your elephants didn't run away? They can just, with one kick, they can escape." And what fascinated me is that the elephant keeper said that we make the elephants believe that they can't escape from it. What? How do you do that? And the elephant keeper said, "Well, this is how we do. While they're little calves, we do the same thing. We tie a rope around one of the back legs and tie it around a timber post this short, and they try to escape. They try their best for a week or two, and finally they give up. And while they're calves, they're not strong enough to get out from this. And as they try, they believe that they cannot escape from this. And they continue to do that as they grow up. They tie the rope around the back leg on this timber post, and as they grow up, they continue to believe that they cannot get out from this. And once they're adults, they don't even try to get out from this, and they believe that they cannot. But the fact is that they can. Just a one kick, this strong creature can get out from this. But because they've been trained to believe that they can't get out, they still stay there. And when I had this experience, I thought about my own life and thought about many people's life here on earth too. What's the chance that we've been believing in some of the lies that we've been told when we were little? When I reflected my own life, there was this lie that I've been told when I was in year 3. I just came back from the States, an English-speaking country, to a Japanese-speaking country again, and started school again. And I was trying to adjust with education in English to education in Japanese, and I was struggling. And there was this teacher who told me how stupid I was, how dumb I was. Because I was struggling to learn in a new environment with new language again, relearn myself. And he told me how dumb I was, and he told in front of the whole class, if you do not want to be dumb like Jimmy, you gotta study hard. And that was a big shock to me, but also at the same time, an authority figure telling me how stupid I was and how dumb I was. I believed in that lie. I thought that I was so dumb. And I grew up thinking that I'm so dumb, I shouldn't even try. And I believed in that lie until I was 23 years old, an adult, thinking that I can't achieve anything. What changed my life was that, when I found Jesus Christ in my life. When I found Jesus and found out my true identity and value of who I am, it set me free from the lies. In John chapter 8, it tells us that there's a father of lies who is called Satan. Satan tries to put us down as much as possible. He tells us lies through people. It could be your loved ones. Your family could be telling you that, you were unwanted. You were a mistake. It could be your friends who's telling you that you're very dumb. You're not attractive. It could be the media that's telling you that, if you want to be cool, you got to dress like this or behave like this. All these lies that's been told into our lives and believing those lies. What are some of the lies that we've been believing in? For me, it was the fact that I was so dumb. I believed in that lie. But when I found Jesus and found my true identity and the value that Jesus has for me, I was set free from the lies. And in that same chapter in John chapter 8, Jesus says that if the Son sets you free, you are free indeed. The father of lies, Satan, he'll try to bind you with lies and put you down, saying that you're worthless. But Jesus Christ, he says, you're worthy, and I died for you. You're a child of God. And just knowing that can make a huge difference in your life. And it's my prayer that, if there's any lie that you've been believing in, I pray that you may identify them. And the second thing is that I pray that you may find Jesus Christ, who looks at you and says, you are so special. There's only one you here on earth, and you are so special. And he cherishes you, and you are worthy in God's eyes. That'll make a huge difference in your life. Yeah, so God bless you, and hope you'll find your identity in Jesus Christ.